Now we have the panel session, which is Beyond the Paycheck: Women, Wealth, and the New Wave of Economic Power. We are moving into a powerful and a timely conversation. This session dives into how women today are not just earning, but leading, investing, influencing, and redefining the economic landscape. It is my privilege to introduce the distinguished speakers who are shaping the new wave of women's economic power and redefining what wealth, leadership, and opportunity look like today. I would like to invite Ms. Manik Patwardhan, founder and president of Swakruta, a remarkable leader empowering women through skill development, opportunity creation, and community transformation. Ms. Manik Patwardhan. Now I would like to invite Ms. Sumati Anantaram, the founder of Manasu, an inspiring entrepreneur building impactful community which is championing in women-led initiatives. It's a privilege you are here with us. Thank you so much. Please join with me in welcoming Mamata Gopinath, Head of Tally Care at Tally Solutions, a dynamic leader driving innovation, customer success, and financial empowerment through technology. Welcome. Now I would like to call Ms. Meghana Chavan, Associate Director at Tata Administrative Services, representing strong corporate leadership, strategic thinking, and the next generation of women shaping India's economic future. Welcome, Meghana. I know, we are about to be, going over towards the finishing line, but the session is still on. I am sure they would deserve a huge round of applause for sure. Thank you. I would like to call on stage who elevates today's discussion further. We welcome Purnima, the Vice President HR at Test Vagrant Technologies, a champion of people-first leadership, culture building, and women's career advancement in the tech ecosystem. Here we go. We once again call Mr. Vinod to come on stage and to be the moderator for the session. All yours, Mr. Vinod.
Ladies and gentlemen in the audience and ladies on the panel, firstly, a privilege to be here again, concluding the sessions on day one. Beyond the paycheck, right? So we're looking at the topic as introduced from women who are looking at just income generation to moving beyond that to influence, to wealth, to long-term wealth creation, and getting their rightful dues, right? So that's what we are looking at, not just the paycheck. So from my own life, if I look at what my grandmother did, my grandmother asked everything that she had to spend from my maternal grandmother, from her husband, my grandfather, right? My mother worked in Canara Bank, like my father, and I could see that this was an equal footing home. Compared to that with my wife now, she lends me money. Okay, so I see what education does, what opportunity does, what mindset does for people and for families. And since this is a topic that is close to my heart beyond the paycheck, and what we could do for our own women, what we could do for our own girls, and consequently for society as a whole, right? So, but firstly, the topic is very interesting beyond the paycheck, right? So, firstly, I would want to ask, what does beyond the paycheck mean to you? Meghanaji, what do you think this topic means to you and for the audience? What should it mean for someone whom it doesn't mean anything?
So, thanks, Vinod, for that question. So, I think beyond the paycheck, for me, it would be more like, moving from earning to owning, right? It's moving beyond the mindset of, in the previous session, like Ritu was mentioning, we are, accustomed socially, our nurturing has been the way that my father, my brother, or my husband is going to. So, moving from that earning mindset to the owning mindset where you kind of have the power to make your own decisions, the power to design your life and your loved ones' lives, right? So that that emotional ticker, right, that comes when you look at moving just from the security aspect to more like, now this is my strategy from income to investment. I think to me that would be like moving beyond the paycheck and building the wealth, the wisdom, and the kingdom for me and my loved ones.
So just building on this, as you said, from learning and earning to owning, from income to investments to wealth. So, Mamtaji, how have you seen women's role in financial decision making, right? Evolved. Might not be in the last decade, but over time that you've seen it happen in your household, in the society as a whole. How have you seen that role evolve?
Yeah. I think when I look at the shift, what has happened in the last decade, it is a transformative change which we are going through. Not only the investments, the digitization, what has happened in the last decade, is uh, is completely a game changer. It's not only for women, I think the entire country and globally we are going towards it. So access to the financial information is most crucial for us. And even the women are taking decisions, not just with the financial, it's not just for their savings. They are moving from savings to strategic decision makers. So I'll just give an example. When I asked my servant, I'm going to give you a annual bonus, whatever was that amount, I asked her, okay, if I give you here, I'll give it to you in cash. If I can invest it for you, she just took one day and told me, you invest it. So that is the mindset change which I can see in even a class who doesn't have access to the financial information. So this was heart touching. So I have started investing in their, in her grandchildren's name. So that is the power of financial decision making. I think when we also look at from the rural perspective, from 2019, we could see that there is an increase of 60% of women borrowing loans. And this is from suburban and rural areas. It's a great shift. The rural women are coming forward and investing and creating lives for themselves. This is a great shift, I feel.
So, what I liked about this answer is that the house help that Mamataji has, not only when she said grandkids, so I can imagine the age profile, right? So, one, she trusts you a lot, so kudos. And second, for them to think of something which is more fast term. They say diets and insurance policies don't work because it's something in the future for some pain right now. And that's true for savings as well, right? Instead of having money that you could spend on something now, for you to get into that habit of investing, and as she mentioned, it's a class of income society where this was not done. And that is what is happening beyond the paycheck. People are looking at how can you generate wealth, how can you generate passive income, how can you generate wealth for others beyond your lifetime. So, Manikji, what I want you to probably shed some light on, how do you see women shape society every time and over the course of millennia? How do you see them shaping economically and the influence they will have on our society now and in the future?
What I can see here is when self-help groups started, see, even we may not be that educated, but if ladies come together, they can raise loan, they can do a business, they can pay back. That confidence this self-help group gave. And that is how slowly women started into the this economy mode, you know. So now they know the power of money, they know how they can earn it, and now they also know how they can save it. So that is the change which I'm seeing in the last 20, 25 years. Earlier, the focus was only become a graduate, get a job. Even I had a central government job, which I immediately quit when I had to have a kid. See, that mindset was not there with us, but the mindset has changed. They know they can earn, they can save, and they can contribute to the economy of the nation.
Wonderful. I think very apt about SHGs, because if you see the level of default in any sort of group is the lowest in SHGs, right? What we expect the default to be the highest is actually the lowest. So with women, when fiscal prudence is ingrained, their mindset is not to cheat, as we discussed. Well, I want you to look into your own experience, life experience, and probably talk about where financial independence, you could realize the importance of financial independence, or you realize this is something that I need to work towards. Something about financial independence and, learnings from it.
Thanks. So for me, first I would like to talk about myself, where I really realized. Where I'm from Chennai, from a very orthodox family. When I completed my graduation, the first requirement of the house was to go for the job and support the family. So that time, when we got an opportunity to work, within 1.5 years, that company closed. So typically, what everybody used to think is, okay, this company is getting closed, so where do we go and work? So when we started looking at it, uh, fortunately, my partner and we three were there. We were only thinking, why don't we ourselves take up this company and run? Because the customers who trusted and came to this company for their support is now asking who's going to support me. So that was the turning point at which we thought, I think more than we thinking of our own paycheck, can we give another 500 people a paycheck and look at it and create a wealth for others along with us? And that is where was the turning point of the first financial independence, what I saw. Not only for me, but for a group of people, because when we did at that time, I was hardly around 20 years. And I didn't know what it means to be an entrepreneur, or we didn't know anything. But only thing which was giving me a kick, or which I thought we should do, is when 100 people eat from our own business and they develop their families and their own kith and kin, that is it giving me an excitement, yes. So that is how my entrepreneurial journey started from my age of 20. And as you rightly said, once we jump into business, that is one thing which I think all of us will agree here, is we forget about ourselves and we start working for others. We work for the bank, we work for the institutions who gives us, lends us money. We work for the employees, we work for the products, we work for the customers. And we forget about ourselves and put our money every time into the business, thinking that one day we will take, one day it will take. It also happened in us. So after 22 years, there was one gentleman who walked into my office and he asked, very nice, you have developed a very, very good experience, your entrepreneurial quality, businesses, everything is fantastic. Tell me how much, for example, tomorrow for some reason you want to close everything and retire, tell me what's in your bank. And that is when I opened my bank account, I realized I have not done anything for myself. And that is where a mentor or a person external other than our own business people would give us. So that was the day I started saving in SIP and taking, and that is when even the personal accumulation came. So when I completed 30 years of my journey of business, I wanted to give back to the society. So that is when that money, what I started accumulating, became a seed capital. And today I'm very proud to say I'm living my passion of taking care of elders. We are creating retirement home for elders, and we have created it as a very big enterprise now. Thank you.
Wonderful. So, like a typical infant, right, who falls but does not realize that that's the end all. That person, that kid keeps trying, and you said at age 20, you had that obstacle and you overcome it. So, kudos to you and for kind of taking every lesson that came in, even the visitor who came in to meet you, you didn't take that as a culture shock. You said, okay, how do I kind of now work and ensure that there is, and what you're doing for people who are retired or people who are about to is wonderful. So, Meghna ji, what I want to kind of lead from there, she said, when this visitor came in, and when the financial health of her own bank account was asked, it was not very good. So, what do you think young girls and young women who are probably even in school or just about to start working, what sort of habit should they start developing? It's a habit, it's not a one off strategy or one off effort. What sort of habit should they develop from now to help them financially through their entire career and beyond?
So, to before I come to the answer of it, right, I'll give you an exact example of myself, where I learned my financial tips as a young girl, and I give the credit completely to my mother. When I was in secondary school, she started giving me a nominal pocket money. Okay, she said, all your big expenses, uniform, books, and all, we'll take care. But this is your pocket money. You have to manage your stationery, blah blah blah. She told me a list of things you have to manage. Okay, I was new. First time I was given money of my own. She said, you make your decisions. You manage this money for yourself. So I went to her for the tips. Okay, what should I do? So she told me, okay, think of what expenses do you predict in a month. So I was telling that I want to buy that fancy compass box and I want to buy that oil pastel box and all of that. So she said, okay, this month you'll not be able to do. Do you want to save some part of it for, for later? And then when it accumulates, you can go and buy it. I was like, okay. So that was my first lesson which my mother taught me, that whenever you get something, you put something aside, not for your rainy days or maybe for your rainy days or for your goals, but you keep something aside. So that's the first lesson I would like to pass on to the young girls. Whenever you have some money at hand, again, rainy days is okay, but more for your emotional contentment to know that, okay, I have something that I have built on my own. This is my fund, my capital, and I can rely on it. Second, what she did, when again I completed my 10th standard, and so the scholarship was to come, so she opened my bank account with Canara Bank. Okay, so back in those days, Canara Bank had started some e-lounge. Okay, again she said, okay, now you're in senior secondary, I'll increase your this thing, but why don't you learn your depositing money and updating your passbook? And how it happened was, Canara Bank, like, it's my mother at home, but also the ecosystem which we were talking about, right? They had launched a e-lounge. So in that e-lounge, you could just put your account number, update your passbook, put any 100 rupees, 200 rupees also you could put. So she said, why don't you go and do that? Again, that habit came to me, right? So knowing basics of managing your money, start with bank, okay? Like, how do you update your passbook? How do you deposit money? How do you withdraw money? What are interest rates? And how do you create an FD? She taught me all of that. Not by holding my hand, but go to the bank, talk to people. What will we do? They'll send you back, no problem, you go. So that was, and this continued till my completion of graduation. Like, we get annual increment. She used to give me little increment till my final year. So by final year, what this did to me was, to fund my graduation trip, I had a corpus of my own, okay? And my friends had to lean on their parents. So all I had to do was ask permission. But for everybody else, it was permission plus the money. And then this, I think, I would like to pass it on as a third tip to them, that when you are managing this money, right, investing even small, right? Like, she told me, okay, you go and make 5,000 FD, na? You can do that, banks allow that. So that is very important, investing small. And now what she has done with my sister is, thanks to digitalization, she told her, okay, you can now do a 500 mutual fund investment also, no? She's told my sister, you have your pocket money, you find what funds are there, you use this app and go put that money in. So that is the third point. Even if it's small, start investing. And two final thoughts that I would want to share is, learn to say no when you feel like, these days there are so many, everywhere there are ads to buy. You open Instagram, Facebook, or any YouTube, they would pull you to buy something. right? And then the tendency is, okay, we'll give in. Learn to say no in life for certain things which you don't want to sign off. Also know when you want, be intelligent with your money. Learn to say no in just giving in temptation at times, because that helps in long run. And finally, just one thought, have some goals, right? Even if small goal, okay, I want to buy that color box next month, it's expensive, but have that goal, right? As you grow up, you'll realize those goals increase and you're actually able to manifest it if you plan well. So I think those will be the 4 5 tips from my side for the young girls.
Very nice, very nice. I think these tips are, they say life is short to make all the mistakes yourself. So kind of learn from what good things others have done and also from the mistakes that they did. Takes me back to what my mother said. So every time she gave me money, she said, you have 4 options, Vinod. You can spend it on anything you want. So there was absolutely no restriction. So she said that's responsibility. You can spend it on anything you want. Second, since it was Canara Bank, both my parents worked for Canara Bank. If you invest in the bank, I will invest the same amount again. So if for 100 rupees, she would invest 100 again, right? Not invest, save. So she said, she wanted me to learn the difference between saving and investing. And if we said, if you invested in ULIP, she would give double that amount. 100 would mean 200 from her, and that would make it 300. And just to make me feel grounded, she said, if you donate it, I will give you twice that amount. And but that you would not get anything. So every time she gave me money, I had one of these 4 options. Many times I took the first, but I'm glad that many times I took the second, and hopefully, like what Meghnaji mentioned, graduated to third and fourth. And I think that it's not the corpus that came in ultimately with that. It was that thinking that for every time there is money, how would you spend it ultimately decides whether you have stressful days as an entrepreneur or not. So as it is said, our parents, our elders sometimes teach us what they have undergone, and it is all in our own well-being that we kind of listen to them. So, Mamtaji, so what sort of influence can women have in shaping India's investment culture? So, some lights on that. Can you shed some light on that, on the women that you've seen, what they've done well, what they've not done well?
Sure. So I think coming decade is going to be defining for women. And I think in this group, I don't see many though, but Awake and other organizations, we have got a power to influence and go to the last mile and definitely make a shift in how women think. One is how we are looking at the financial literacy, how we are creating the awareness among the last mile, the last, rural areas is the most close to my heart, of course, though I'm sitting in a city. How we can make a dent there is very crucial. And maybe, because of this digital platforms, digital payments, these are really making the economy and the currency move faster. Most of us are able to now understand the difference between what is a saving versus what is an investment, right? So the change, what we are seeing, it will be much faster in the coming decade. If we have to take, this particular story is very close to my heart. You must have heard about this farm corn growers. Okay. So it's a beautiful, this person will be getting award for every time he is growing corn in his farm. And then people ask him, okay, what are you doing? How are you managing it? You get the best corn award every year. So he says, I'm distributing the best corn to my neighboring farms. People are surprised, okay, how can you give the best corn to your neighboring farms? That is because when the cross-pollination happens, I want the best cross-pollination to happen to my seeds, my crop. So if we are creating a very good environment around us and lifting up the people, even we will be happy. We will be able to thrive much more than what we are today. So uplifting the underprivileged and people who don't have access, I think that is what we will have to create awareness so that the economy can move forward. How we will be able to influence maybe a smaller ones. Today, people are able to earn with higher education, they are able to save, they have got a financial literacy, plus they are able to make the a stable families. We are creating stable families. Up, along with this, okay, if I'm able to create a healthier farm around us, that gives us, we can just visualize the entire India is transforming, and we are the ones who are able to, create that dent in the s- eco ecosystem and move towards the healthier economy. I think the coming decade is going to be a defining one for us. Not only women empowerment is definitely going to be there. We heard for Ritu saying only 25% of the MSMEs are run by women entrepreneurs. Similarly, 1 in 4 accounts are women accounts. So we will have to work towards creating more accounts and savings, and so that the economy of India and global improves.
Final two questions. Manikji, from your experience of dealing with a lot of people as an entrepreneur as well. So, what do you think are the barriers that prevent women from being active wealth creators? What is preventing them from doing something far beyond what they're doing now?
I think again, illiteracy and lack of knowledge. See, when this Jan Dhan account started, our Swakruta volunteers stood on the roads and made them, you can open an account with zero balance and you will be benefited. Later on, it didn't work, but initially, during COVID, automatically they got the money. And we could make mostly more than 500 women to start their Jan Dhan account. So they realize if the money is in their own hands, okay, nobody can touch it. But most of the time, what happens, especially in the lower category, I mean, those who are not well educated or from a economically weaker section, half of the time the mother of the house is earning, the father is taking away the money to drink. This we can see everywhere. So first the mindset of the ladies has to change. She should say, I'm not giving my money. If you want, you earn and you drink. I'm not going to give. But it will take some more time. That is why, though most of the ladies are working so hard, but they are not able to create the wealth. That awareness we need to bring. Those who are educated, those who are able to make them understand, I think that will help them to make their own accounts, save some money for the future. That's what I feel.
Thank you so much, Manikji. And Sumatiji, if you could share one message to women about embracing financial power, what do you think it would be?
I always feel that we are stronger than men. Sorry. Because of only one thing, that the training what we undergo, more than you, is much more in our household. As Ritu was telling, from the day we are born till we get married, we have been shown all the boys at the home saying that, see, he will not do anything, you have to do. He is going for college, you have to do. So like that, in every stage of life, we have been brought up in such a way that we are multifaceted than them 100%. But where we fail to recognize ourselves to do that is only one thing is, we have not yet got the full confidence, or we are afraid somewhere if we fail, what happens. There is no wrong. We can also fail. How many men entrepreneurs failed in their business journey and came up with one or two brilliant businesses which they are holding on even today? Like in my career, I'm thanking my entire family, my husband, others, because I think we opened totally around 20, 22 businesses, where only 2 businesses have come out. And all the 20 business were not up to the mark. but we enjoyed the journey. So that is one thing what I want to tell. Please experience one life to live and one experience to get. Please enjoy the journey. Don't worry about the result. Result is just accidental, is what I always feel. But the journey is something very, very, I can say it is not compared to anything else in our life. Because we cannot share it if we don't feel it. So I always request all the women, don't worry about only finance as your power. It is not finance. Finance is the end goal. Good people should get money. We will attract money and we will have money. But we should not worry about only finance, and we should explore your own passion. Just align it towards the market requirement or one problem which the community is facing or the entire universe is facing, then your turnover or your achievements or your growth, nothing can stop you because you know how to do it better. Enjoy the journey and enjoy your life. One life to live and one journey to get. Thanks.
So what Sumati ji mentions here, right? So there's someone told me in 20 years you will be disappointed by things that you did not do than by the things you did. So I think 20 businesses in 20 years, but they say you only need one to succeed. You don't need everything that you try to do. One success enough, and I think you're living proof that two have succeeded. So absolutely wonderful. So from a panel that has entrepreneurs, that panel that has corporate professionals, panels that has seen failures, successes, etc., a resounding yes to the topic. Should women look beyond the paycheck? Yeah, absolutely yes. How can they look beyond? Could be by taking risks, could be by investing, could be by financial literacy, could be by entrepreneurship. The ways and means to achieve that is there are many, there are myriad. But is this needed? Absolutely. Should it be done now? Most definitely. Should it be done by all women? Certainly. So as a panel with varied experiences from corporate, from academia, and from an entrepreneurial background, if you have multiple people saying the same thing for people who are listening, then it's even more apt that this is the truism being spouted from the stage, from their experiences. And for that, I want to thank all my panel members for being so forthcoming with your experiences, with your learnings, with your mistakes, with your successes as well to the audience, and for Awake and the entire organizing team for giving us a stage to speak about this topic on Beyond the Paycheck, onwards and upwards to all the women. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was truly a power packed and at the same time lots and lots of learning session. A heartfelt thank you for Mr. Vinod for moderating with such clarity and our esteemed panelists for your valuable insights. We request you to kindly remain with us for a moment. I would request all our committee members to please come on stage. And Mr. Santosh, we would request you also please come on stage. Right. So moving on to our next set of awardees. Right. So Harini Ramaratnam, founder and coach, Vibha Education Corp. Harini Ramaratnam. We would request all our panelists and Mr. Vinod also to please honor our women who is gaining the Excellence Award. Congratulations, Harini. I would like to call Mr. Vinay Berry, to receive MSME Excellence Award. Please come on stage, sir. Congratulations. Congratulations, Mr. Vinay Berry. Next, I would like to call upon the stage Mr. Prasanna Idara. Mr. Prasanna. Oh, I'm so sorry. Miss Prasanna Idara. to receive Women Excellence Award. We would request you to come on stage. I'm so sorry. Please come. Congratulations. Congratulations once again. I would like to call on stage Sonu Kumar Gupta to receive MSME. I would like to request Ariba, Mr. Ariba, to receive MSME Excellence Award. Congratulations, sir. I would like to call Dr. Amrita Das Gupta. Dr. Amrita Das Gupta, please come on stage to receive Women Excellence Award. Mr. Gopinath Rao, Archana Rajesh, Vinod Raut, Joyce Rodrigues, Megha Jigalur, Megha Mishra, we would like to request all the award winners and the achievers also to please come on stage, and our office bearers too, for a click pic. We request everyone, please come on stage.